So, we got an Uber driver from South Florida pulls a gun on a passenger. Let's talk about it.
Shocking moments in the backseat of this Uber just outside Miami, Florida.
She doesn't want to get out of my vehicle.
The driver apparently on speakerphone with 911 yelling at two passengers to leave her car.
Get out of my vehicle right now.
She got them crazy eyes.
Get out!
The driver pointing a gun at passenger Chrissy Celeste, an up-and-coming Miami rapper, and a second female passenger.
You're gonna go viral.
Before driving off, the rear door still open. The video posted by Celeste on social media does not show what took place in the moments leading up to the confrontation. It unfolded around 10 p.m. on Tuesday night, according to a lawyer for both passengers.
There was a simple enough dispute that could have been resolved through conversation rather than having a gun pointed at you.
Dominguez did not provide further details on the nature of the dispute. In a statement to NBC News, Celeste saying, "We did nothing to provoke her." An Uber spokesperson telling NBC News, "This is extremely concerning. The safety of the Uber community is a top priority, and we removed the driver's access to the platform." Dominguez says the passengers are in therapy now, still shaken by this experience and some reactions online.
My clients have been receiving a ton of hate on social media, and it has increased their emotional trauma. And I'm just hopeful that at the end, we can secure some justice for them and hopefully some real change.
Hollywood, Florida police say they are investigating the incident, but have no additional information about the driver, who has not been publicly identified. And while the police department is looking into this, the attorney we spoke to for the passengers says they believe they know who the driver of that Uber is. At this point, though, they have not filed any complaint, any lawsuit against Uber or the driver. They're still looking into it, though. Tom?
This is why it's really important to have a dash cam, guys, because if this driver has a dash cam, we could kind of see what all happened, because we need to know the whole story. With a dash cam, especially, you need one that's inward, and you also need one that's outward, obviously, to show, who's at fault in an accident. I don't even think you should do Uber and Lyft until you get one. That's my personal opinion. Even if you got to get a cheap $20, $25 one, if this driver, in fact, had a dash cam or has one, I'm hoping she does, so we can get the dash cam footage to see what the real story was, to figure out what all went down. Right now, it just looks like the driver just looks crazy, but it's not fair to just throw this driver under the bus like that. We really don't know. So until more is revealed, but at the end of the day, if the driver said to get out the car, passengers, get out the car. Get out the car. Like, I don't know why passengers feel that sense of entitlement. That's one thing I will say. You are not entitled to this ride. Y'all have to understand that. I know y'all look at it as, well, this is your job, you got to do your job. But they are independent contractors. Even if you call a taxi service, right? And a taxi pulls up, and the taxi, you get in the car, and that taxi driver says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't take you." You got to get out the car. Like, arguing with the driver and telling them, I need to go here, and I got to do this, and I need this, bro, that has nothing to do with the driver. If a driver says, get out my car, don't even argue with them. Just get out. Get out, call Uber, give them a bad rating for whatever reason why they kicked you out the car, and move on with your life and get another ride. Sometimes people try to do things to go viral. Let's keep it real. She's a rapper. They said she's an up-and-coming rapper. I mean, let's be honest. She could have wanted to just record the confrontation. She didn't know that it was going to go that route. Again, I don't want to just make assumptions, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? With today's society, we never know how things could go. It could be one way or the other. We heard about Dank DeMoss, what she went through with Lyft, and by her suing Lyft because of, not being able to get that ride. Let's be honest, that thing helped her Instagram. She got way more followers. She got way more attention. People started really talking about her, whether it was negative or positive, that's to each his own. But I just feel like, we gotta do something. Got to give here. Something got to give. Passengers got to start giving respect to the drivers. If a driver says to get out the car, just get out. Don't make a big scene about it. Don't get upset. Don't say I gotta do well. I this. Just get out. Whatever their reason for, just get out. Because at the end of the day, that driver could have been already upset about something, and maybe they had a personal situation and they just canceled the ride and was like, I can't take you. You gotta go. I got something to do. I'm sorry, but I can't take this ride. And then when the back and forth exchange, that could be when the person then pulled out the phone. And at that point, now the driver is like, yo, get out my car. You understand what I'm saying? That might not have been how it started. So we don't know. And even if that's the case, if a driver is just having a bad day and they just don't want to take you, even though they took the ride, yes, they shouldn't have taken it. But if something could have got them upset to the point where they no longer want to do this ride, just respect them and get out the car. That's it, people. Let's just make this simple. We don't have to go back and forth because that was an unnecessary situation. We don't know why she canceled again. She could have felt threatened. Somebody could have canceled the ride. You know what I'm saying? That could happen too. Because a lot of times, back in the day, all my veteran drivers know there was a point in time where Uber didn't charge people for canceling rides, not that much at least. And a lot of times what people would do, the scam was they would get to their destination or get close to their destination and cancel the ride. And that would short the driver the money. Sometimes, in some cases, some drivers got nothing. Other times, some drivers will get maybe $3 or $4 as a cancellation fee as opposed to 10, 20, even $50 for a ride, especially with long rides. That's why there was a point in time where a lot of drivers would not take long rides because there were people that would take that ride, go sometimes an hour away from where they are, and when they got close, they would cancel it because they didn't want to pay the full fare. So I don't know. Maybe there was a situation with that. Maybe she canceled the ride and tried to pull a fast one. We don't know. I'm not trying to just make a bunch of assumptions. I'm just saying these are some of the things that drivers have dealt with, and there's very well a possibility. But the problem is because we don't have all of the footage, we really don't know what all transpired. All we have is a one-sided argument, which is coming from the passenger's perspective. So until more is revealed, we'll talk about this again. Once I see any updates, I will definitely let you guys know. I'm going to keep my eye on this one because I want to see the outcome. It's unfortunate the driver lost their privileges on the app, obviously, and now is in jail. So let's see what happens, guys, but I'll keep y'all posted. Don't forget, man, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, share. Please hit that like button. We need to let the algorithm know that these videos, you guys like them, you appreciate them, and that way we can get the videos to get more recognition and get pushed out there, right? So thank y'all again for stopping by. Until next time, peace.